As you can see, the game store is pretty messy right now. Largely because we just got a ton of consoles in from Facebook, and I cleaned them yesterday, so they're all ready to go, but I just need to clean this place up. And we also have a huge bin of cords and controllers that I've just organized yesterday, so I forgot what to do with that. And I thought today would be mainly just a video organizing my stuff, planning my next Whatnot show, and stuff like that. Oh, some stickers in there, but in here we got all of our bubble mailers. I get these from AliExpress. They cost like 20 cents a mailer for these things, and they're just ship standard games and they fit perfectly. But anything valuable I put in a box. And you're actually right next to where my boxes are stored, so you're on that shelf. But I'll just put these in here. So I've been trying to get some more American inventory in recently because I'm planning on going to the Portland Retro Video Game Expo as a seller this year. And I need a lot more inventory if I'm going to do that, because currently I don't have much. I really only have some game consoles, not really any US games, because I buy stuff from Japan and then I sell it a few days later. So I don't have inventory I just save up for something. So I've been on Facebook Marketplace quite a lot over the past few days. Got a game in there. But hopefully trying to find some good deals to grab. And I put an In Search of Video Games post to see. I've gotten a few people sending me their collections, so I'm planning on picking up some Game Boys and just getting a lot of Game Boy consoles for the show. So we'll see if that works out. I'm supposed to go get them tonight. These are my smaller mailers. For some reason they come in a grocery bag. I'm not sure why it's like that, but they also go in the mailer bin. They're all kind of individually wrapped. It's kind of annoying to have to wrap them all, but then I'm also going to have a Whatnot show tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, actually, if you're watching this on the day it's posted, because I have a big GameCube show coming up, and that's on Tuesday. I'm not sure what the date is. I'd have to look at it, but I have a show on Tuesday for GameCube, mostly giveaways, and then I have on Wednesday a very, very big show. I'm planning on selling close to around $1,000 and above, because I worked it out and I paid exactly $680 for everything. And I want to be able to make hopefully like 30% of what, get a 30% profit margin. We'll see if that's possible though. I always overestimate how much I'm going to sell and whatnot. The last bag in here. Okay. There we go. That's all done. Let's see how that looks. Look at that. It's all nice in there. Got all of our small mailers and stuff. And then we still have all this to do, and now there's some garbage on the floor. Fun. So I'll just put you back right there. So we also have some stickers. Get a Life. It's backwards, but can't see it in there. So I got a lot more stickers to give away in orders. These should be fun. They cost $5 per pack, and you get 100 stickers. So it's just something fun to give away. I did the same thing with Pokemon cards too. Just have this giant bin of Pokemon cards, and also a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. There's a baseball card in there. It's got some random cards in here, but I just give them away to pretty much every single order. And just our stickers look pretty nice, feel pretty high quality. They'll go in our little jar right here that I keep stickers in. I ran out, and I also bought one of Pokemon. So we got some Pokemon characters in here. I already opened this up just to see what Pokemon we got. I did not take one out of there. Well, I actually did take one out of there, and I just stuck it on my door, but got some cool Pokemon in there. Got a Jigglypuff, got, I saw a Charmander in there. Just put that in there as well. And then we have some more stickers. And if you realize, these are also in a different packaging than the others. You probably can't tell, but you look very closely, you can tell that this one's a different packaging, and that's because I couldn't help myself. These came yesterday, and I opened it. Because stickers are fun. And my jar is now overflowing with stickers. We still have one more pack to put in there, so just going to keep. I guess I'll just keep this pack in the drawer for backup. And then, oh, we got another one. Wow, I ordered more stickers than I thought I did. But we also have more of these fragile labels. I'm running out over here, so that should be good when I need more. If you couldn't tell, I've recently reorganized this place since the previous videos, and now you got the large number 1, large number 2, large number 3, so that way if you sell a console and whatnot, it goes right here. It used to go on the floor, and that was a nightmare when packing stuff. There's all these sticky notes and consoles everywhere. It was a mess, but now I've got it down so I can pack an order in under a minute, and it's awesome. I just got a super fast system, just pack, label, everything goes extremely fast, even when I have, like last show I think I had 55 orders. And I've just really gotten it down. I've tried to optimize to speed up my shipping times because I want to get a 1-day shipping time if that's possible. I got a little spider that was hanging on my thing. Stepping over garbage too. Because that's what I'm doing today, cleaning up. I got a Wonder Swan game on the floor. And that's going to be for a giveaway. I'm going to put that in this bin. Oh, I didn't go in there. You're falling. There we go. So that Wonder Swan game is in the bin. We also have these 2 DS games I just found in my room, I guess. I just forgot to sell them and whatnot, but I'll also give these away. Just some random Japanese DS game. There we go. Clean up a little bit around me. I always forget to do that. So, like I said, I'm trying to get my shipping time, make it go a little bit faster than before. It was like 3 or 4 days, which is not good. So I'm trying to get 1 to 2. And I've been buying a lot more games recently, especially consoles. I bought a lot more consoles. Like you see this Dreamcast right here, I got 2 of them now. I've got a Sega Genesis 2. I also got a PS4 Pro, and this thing is very, very heavy, but it's also pretty nice condition. That's nice. But I got each of these consoles. This one I paid about $64. And I paid $250 for this entire lot of consoles. It also included a broken Game Boy right here. I'm also just going to sell this on my Whatnot for parts or repair because it does not turn on well. It does turn on, but it makes a weird sound. So just keep that down there. And then I'm planning on getting another big lot of consoles from Facebook Marketplace, 9 to be exact. And we're supposed to pick that up tonight. So I'll probably post a video on it in the next couple of days if we get it. And that there's just gonna be a lot. There's gonna be another PS4 Pro. There's gonna be 2 PS3s, 2 PS1s, and a Super Nintendo. Just some fun stuff. And then I also got this Kinect sensor. I don't know what to do with Kinect. These things are like worth $20. And I mean, it's never been used. It's brand new. Look at that. It's nice. I'm gonna find a place to put these consoles now. This is also a smooth top NES. If you didn't know, back in the early version of the NES, they came with a smooth, kind of shiny top. Oh, just getting the light. There we go. But in later versions, like past I think 1986, they made it a more of a rough top NES. And smooth tops are actually worth a little bit more, a little bit harder to come by because they're only produced for the first like 2 years of the NES, I think. I may be wrong because I don't know everything, but so I have, like I said earlier, I have cleaned these all, and I haven't tested them yet. I gotta do that today. But I really like the Dreamcast. I think it's just a really cool console. It's really interesting, especially the joystick and the memory card. The controllers also everything with the Dreamcast was strange, but I like it. I like strange consoles. Oh wait, that's the power button. Mixing me up the screen, but very clean in there. I've noticed all consoles from Facebook Marketplace have a certain smell. I'm not sure what that smell is, but. And then we got the mailers down there. Got an extra box, and I think that where I'm going to put these cords in, so I better do that now. Actually, I'm going to cut the... where's my scissors? I'm going to cut the little ends of the zip ties off. These are all going to be power cords. I found these all on the 3rd floor. Well, 2nd floor of MW Games, 3rd floor of this building. And you won't be able to see it for another week. I have a very cool video planned for up there. And it might have something to do with a new gaming room. And I worked on it yesterday, but it is really cool and I can't wait for you guys to see it. That's a controller, so I'll keep it aside. I don't know why I have so many of these original Xbox controllers. I have probably 10 of these that I've just kept up there for some reason. That I've just kind of forgotten about, that I've never sold. There's an Xbox 360 here at least. Back when I first started, I got these all at Goodwill. I just bought a million controllers from Goodwill for $5 a piece. I'd be lucky to get $3 a piece on these. Just because I didn't know what I was doing back then. At all. But now I've learned, and don't buy things from Goodwill. I do not like Goodwill. And if you ever try, like, Goodwill has this auction site called Shop Goodwill, where you can buy, like, game consoles and rare stuff that comes into Goodwill. I used to use that a ton. I probably spent a couple grand on there. But, I realized that everything that they're selling was price trading value. Like, people bid it up to price trading value. It's all, like, auction style. And I thought that games were worth the DK Oldies price. If you go on DK Oldies, see, oh, TS Lite, that's worth $180. And then I went ahead and spent $70 at Goodwill to buy it. And I listed on my website for $180, and I probably sold like 1 or 2. Maybe. That's a big maybe. And that's another thing. I've just stopped selling on my website. And I'm also going to probably make a video about why I actually stopped selling on my website. Like, look at all these Xbox controllers. Look at all of them. They're just... Why do I have so many? Like, who's donating this many Xbox controllers to Goodwill? Another one. But that's another thing. I used to always think things were worth DK Oldies' price. And I used to think anybody could sell stuff at DK Oldies' value, what they value their stuff at. But now I learned you can't even get price trading value from those things. You'd be like on a DS, you'd be lucky to get $40 for a DS Lite, even if price trading says it's worth $50. Just if people see price trading, they want to see that as like they should be under that because they want to get a deal. Everybody wants to get a deal, and nobody's gonna want to buy stuff from this retro video store that they've never heard of, run by a kid who is pricing stuff way too high and buys them from Goodwill. Nobody's gonna do it. And I've learned that after a while. I'm gonna take that. I've learned that, and now I've actually started making profit. The first year, I think I made very, very little. I went through it and it was just way lower than you expect. I think it was I think the total profit, not Whatnot, I'm not counting Whatnot here, was $100. But then Whatnot added $1,000 to that because at the end of 2024 I started on Whatnot. Back in July I signed up for Whatnot, and back then you couldn't just go onto Whatnot and say apply to sell and they're like, yeah, you're approved. It was this whole process. You had to go to a Zoom call. You had to do fill out this form. You had to. It was a big process because Whatnot was still in its infancy. And now, just over the past year, Whatnot has grown so much. And I've been on Whatnot for almost a year now. That's crazy. I've done this whole retro video game store for 2 years now. I started in, I think it was June of 2023 I started. And but I didn't really start selling stuff online until about September of 2023. Maybe even October. I first started listing on eBay for my store. And I used to take this giant camera from the early 2000s. Just like this, those just big cameras. Like those those professional photographer cameras. I think my mom had one. And I just took it and I took photos. I taped paper to a table in our house. I taped paper all over the table and taped it on the back wall where the table was. And I put the games on there. And I took the camera. I just made it all look super professional and stuff. And took so many different photos, different angles. And the first game I actually sold was New Super Mario Bros. Wii for the Nintendo Wii. I got it at a garage sale for $5. I listed it on eBay for $17. It sat there for a week. It didn't get one view. But then, I listed on Mercari. I downloaded Mercari a long time ago because of an ad that I got on YouTube. And I thought, why not try to sell it on Mercari? Because I already had it on my phone installed from a long time ago. So, I listed on Mercari. It sold in 6 minutes. I don't know if that's possible. And that's what I kept with. Buying stuff super cheap. Mostly garage sales and Shop Goodwill at that time. Bad decision. But then I just would flip it on Mercari. And I also bought stuff off my friends. At that time, I was probably selling one game a week. But I had a friend who had got a bunch of PS4 games, and his parents said that he couldn't play a few certain titles, so he sold them to me for like $2 a piece, I think it was. And one of those games that he couldn't play was Fortnite. It turns out a physical copy of Fortnite is worth like $50. And I was like, wow, when I looked up on price charting, so I listed it for $40. It also sold. It sold in a half hour. And that was my biggest sale ever. And I was just like, I took $2 and I turned it into $40 and just that quickly. And I was just in shock. It was amazing. Like, and I packaged it up so carefully. I probably still have a video on my YouTube channel of like very, very early me packing up orders. It was just so small. And hang on, there we go. I got a notification. But it was my video game store was so small back then, packing up orders, and I didn't have these shelves at the time. In fact, I had these like just broken plastic shelves that we actually found on the side of the road. Like, hey, look, shelves from a game store. Put cardboard boxes on them and made it all look professional, like games. I'm like, here's your game. When I had 5 games total. And then at the same time, I came up with this system. Hang on, I'm grabbing it. It's right there. Okay, these. I printed way too many of these, and I only used them for like 2 weeks, so. I created this whole game identification system. Game work done. You can't read this, but I'll read it. Works with console. Resurfaced. I didn't have a resurfacer at that time. I could not resurface anything. I don't know why I put that there. Cleaned interior. You're cleaning the interior of a disc? Cleaned exterior. Okay, that one actually makes sense. No loose connections. That makes no sense at all. Even, like, what? That doesn't make sense for cartridges or discs. No loose... Okay, and then ready to ship. And then I put the game ID, and what I did was here's an example. This, I don't have any good games right now, but Indianapolis 500. This one's going to be a giveaway game, but I put I5L, and that'd be the game ID. And then I put number 1 or number 2, depending on what copy I had. Like, if that was the first copy I ever had, sometimes I had 2 copies of one thing. And I just put it, I folded it up and put it in where the manual went in the games. And then each game when I did was, every single game I got in stock, I would go ahead and take a Q-tip, dip it in some alcohol, and go every single little crack and crevice, go under the manual. And I realized it's doing the exact same thing if you just take a towel with some isopropyl alcohol on it, rub on both sides, rub inside, rub in there, and you can do it in 20 seconds. You don't have to spend 10 minutes to clean one game. That's worth $5. And then I also did the same thing for consoles. Console work done. I'll also read this. Turns on. Okay. Plays multiple different games. Reset button works. I put this mostly as a jab at DKLEs because they put in their condition guidelines, oh, reset buttons may not work. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of sketchy. And then controller ports work, connects to cables tightly, I guess. Cleaned exterior, cleaned interior, that makes sense. Connections cleaned. I guess that's for NES's where you got the cartridge connector thing. No loose. I guess for ribbon cables, but there's no actual wires inside a console that aren't just ribbon cables or simple plugs. Doesn't really make sense, but tested and ready to ship right there. Tested, ready to ship. And then console ID did the same thing. So, but I put like NES 1 and I put it on there. But I got one console in my first forever doing it, and that was this one. I still have it. Oh, it's an original Xbox, and the reason I still have it is because of this. Apparently, it has a bullet hole in it. I'm not. Bullet hole? What? I'm guessing this thing just fell, but I also had no idea how to take apart original Xboxes at the time, and I couldn't go deeper because I was worried about breaking it. So I don't know if this thing still works, but it's really, really dirty inside because I had no idea how to open these up. At least all the way. I took off the main cover and cleaned what I could get to, but I didn't want to sell it if there's some parts I couldn't get to. Same thing that happens to this Xbox 360 up here. Xboxes are so hard to take apart. Why does Xbox make it so hard? But right here. This one I started taking apart and I realized this is way too complicated. It's not going to go back together. So I stopped and I put it back together. And for the most part, it sounds like there's something rattling inside. And there is. So that's why this thing also hasn't sold. Because I don't list stuff that is half broken. What I do is I just keep it and probably eventually get a wholesale it or something. I got this Xbox from somebody who's selling their games to me from Canada. If you see this thing, it's because Customs went into the box that they sent to me and put tape over every single bit and ripped everything up. And thank you, Customs, for destroying the value of this Xbox box by putting masking tape all over that you can't get off. It was much worse when it came, but it completely just ripped up everything there. And that's another reason why that hasn't sold. Okay, I'm gonna put these back. But also, if you realize, it's called MW Games. MW Games. Actually, that's an outdated logo. I need to fix that. But what's the W stand for? Everybody always asks, and I never give an answer. And that's mostly because it's not like a interesting answer. It's just it was originally me and my brother who started MW Games. I'm like, his name is William, and I'm like, hey William, do you want to come sell video games and cards? Because he was into basketball and Pokemon cards, and he's like, sure. But that lasted 2 days. But that's already after I named it MW Games and Cards. So what I had him doing was actually on this, it was right here on this table, on the same table. I had him take the few games that I had and clean them with a Q-tip like I already showed you. And he's like, Matthew, this is the worst thing ever. This is the worst job. And I was paying him $20 a month. I can see why he quit. And he only wanted to be paid in cash. So I didn't even have $20 cash at the time. I was making $5 a month. So that's why I do this. I just do this all myself now. Well, my grandpa helps me a ton, but so now MW Games. I haven't changed the name, but MW now it stands for Matthew Works Games. What a great name. Matthew does work a lot for this. For doing all this. So that I got a notification somebody wants to sell me their games. I got like 10 of those today, but I recently posted a in search of post on Facebook to get some games in, and I just got a ton of messages. But so now I just do this on myself, and it's called MatthewWorksGames.org. Well, I changed that to .shop because why would it be .org? That makes you think it's like some sort of non-profit or charity. I'm not. The game store isn't a charity. I gotta clean all these cords. It's pretty dirty. Just gonna swipe off that notification. So, let's see. This is how I clean cords, and it hasn't changed in forever because it's a wire. It's pretty simple. You grab a rag, this one, it's fine. And then you take this bottle that is completely blank, full of mysterious liquid, and it's really just isopropyl alcohol. in a spray bottle, so it's easier to disperse than one of these things. So you just spray it on our towel, quite a bit of it, until it's nice and wet. And then you just grab that there. Find the end of the cable and simply pull it. And you gotta do this a few times. And look at all that gunk that was on that cable. Ew. And you do that a few times because cables get really dirty. They just get dust and grime all over them. Okay. And sneeze. This is all. Alcohol does not smell good, but I've gotten used to it. Oh, here, open one. Here we go. This room pretty much always has a slight smell of isopropyl alcohol because I use it. Well, I use it pretty much every day. It always kind of smells like chemicals. I'll just clean off the ends of these AV cables. This one is for the Dreamcast. Still got a lot of work cleaning. Good, I see. And especially because I have to do a Whatnot show tomorrow, and I've got it's kind of like more of a store tour type video than a normal show where they only see my desk. So instead of having to have my desk clean, I have to have the entire room clean. So I always gets me to clean when I have a Whatnot show that's like a store tour. But otherwise, this place would be a mess. Because there's no reason for anybody else to see other parts of the store except for my YouTube channel. Just get that there. There we go, we got that cord done. And now we will just wrap that around our hands. I don't have a zip tie down here, do I? Actually, I might. Great, now it's stuck to my hand. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna check for a zip tie real quick. This is not very comfortable. Hey, look at that. I found some zip ties. Oh, there's just a bit of extra stuff that I very rarely need. There's all... What? There's a hole in the bottom of it, and I think I spilled on the floor. If you're still here, thank you, because this video is already nearly a half hour long. This is really just kind of what I do, and me talking about random stuff that comes to my mind. It's actually really hot in here. I'm going to turn on the air conditioner. You love to see high quality content like this. Me turning on the air conditioner. Now it's going to be kind of loud. But it does feel better. How did this get tangled in the 1 second that I went to get it to I just get sweat all over this. Now it's not coming off my hands. Good. A little too tight with that. There we go. Finally. That's how long it takes to do one chord, and I gotta do probably 5. Just like that. Also, feel free to leave comments of video ideas that you have, because I've created a list, and I've got probably 2 months worth of videos planned out, but it's always nice to know what the audience wants. As an audience, I mean the 20 people who watch my long form videos. And all the people who watch my shorts, I get 1 subscriber from a few thousand views. That's why I don't really love shorts, because there's no engagement. They just leave. It's just, oh, hey, that's a fun video. Goodbye. Once I go for long form videos. Because people actually get to know you, and you get time to explain things, show things off. Just like this 30-minute video. You get to see me, what I do, every single day. It's not fun, but it's what I do every single day. Except on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and that's the days where things are really wild, and I have Whatnot shows all day, and I have orders I need to pack up, and I have all this stuff to do, and stuff to clean, and stuff. The other days just preparing, maybe sometimes getting inventory like this stuff on Facebook, but most of the time, it's very chill on things. The zip tie. It was much faster than the last one. So in the past, nearly the past 2 years, I've had a total combined sales of $31,000 for my video game store. In total, from this year, last year, and 2023, I've had a total of about $3,000 profit. So, is all this work worth it for $3,000? And most of that went to paying for supplies, Earthbound, that costs quite a bit, and the complete box game. So, really, I've just reinvested almost everything into this store to hopefully make it big someday. Wow, this cable's dirty. You can you can kind of feel when something's dirty. Like when you get a console, like the cable's just kind of got some dust on, some weird like dusty feel. It's not good. You want to have it all nice and clean, spotless. This one's also for the Sega Dreamcast. A little bit more alcohol in there. Also, YouTube, this is isopropyl alcohol. It's not the other kind of alcohol, okay? YouTube, thank you. Don't like, hide my video because apparently a 13-year-old kid is playing with alcohol. But no, isopropyl alcohol, this is cleaner, okay? Just wanted to make that sure, certain. Okay, let's wrap this one. This is the power cord. Grab already hit that. Grab a zip tie. Dropped it again. Dropped 2 of them. Grab that low. Nice and quiet right now. It's pretty nice. It's nice and peaceful outside. It's all sunny. Summer. That will go with that one. I should also put the other one. That one. So, AV cable. I'm planning to sell this one on probably Mercari or eBay. I don't do much of those anymore, but I thought I'd do it for this console. Just because I've already got one. And these aren't super popular, so it's not very likely that I'd get the same price for 2 of them at a show. Wrap that up, make it all nice. Still need to test this Dreamcast. Just got it in yesterday. Also, should I go live more? I'm feeling like I should, but nobody watches, and it makes me less productive when I'm live because I gotta read the chat and stuff. Also, have you seen that we are coming up on like, I think it's like 2.5k subscribers? That's crazy. We're getting a lot more subscribers. Even just after I started posting again. This one's pretty dirty. Is this one for the, what is this? This one's for the NES. I guess it's for the NES. Like black. How long is this video now? 34 minutes. Okay, if you're still here, you are like a Mr. Matt super fan because even I wouldn't watch this long. Because I'm not going to edit this video. I don't want to watch myself talk for a half hour. Longer than a half hour at this point. It's just boring. But I mean, if you're scared, congratulations. I might post 2 videos this week because this one's more of like a calm video with no editing, nothing. So it's not like my normal style of video. So I'll probably post 2 videos this week. Maybe, just maybe. Also, you haven't seen, I'm posting daily shorts now. And I've got a few lined up, so they're all scheduled. They release at 1 p.m. a new short every single day. So if you haven't seen my shorts page in a little while, go check that out. It's pretty cool. You're allowed to leave. In fact, there's probably no one watching at this point. But I don't care because the camera's still rolling, and I'm too lazy to go over there and stop it. Why just extra content? I'll do the other side too. I also got a computer in here with this Oregon State Beavers keyboard that you can't, the @ symbol does not work on it. And you also, the number 0 doesn't work. So you kinda gotta be strategic when using that keyboard. What you gotta do is you gotta go onto Safari and just search like just @ symbol, just search @ symbol, and then copy what it shows you, and then you paste it whenever you need the @ symbol for it. It works, but it's kind of a pain. I forgot that these have a hole in them now. A million zip ties just fall. Okay. Let's go in the garbage. Clean this up quite a bit since I started this video, so I'm not just staring in the camera and talking and not getting any work done. I'm actually getting something done. So just go back, and now my hands feel all grimy. Yay! It's time to get all the disgusting stuff off our hands. This soap does not come off your hands when you put it on. Why do I have glass cleaner up here? It's just a glass cleaner right there. I'll move. It's like a couple of take it out of here. I want to get out my soap. There we go. Okay. Garbage. I bet you sure do love watching Mr. Matt wash his hands after cleaning video games. Oh, it's so fun, yes. I need to charge this thing. Because this is the phone that stays up here permanently. This was my old phone back when I was like 11 years old. It's got this Mickey Mouse case on it, but I use it mostly for music during my Whatnot shows. Just plug that in. The battery, it doesn't hold a charge at all. Some toothpaste. And that's when I was trying to use toothpaste for my disc resurfacers. And there's the remotes up here for the TV. This is my hat. And you've probably seen me wear this thing a lot in my videos. And this is actually a speaker hat. So you can listen to music while you have it on, and it's comfy. And I mean, I sometimes look weird in the middle of summer wearing a beanie, but I mean, it's headphones, and it's amazing. It's way more comfortable than AirPods. So now we have our bin of controllers right there. I need to sell all those. And our bin of quartz. And now these will stay until I need more, like if I have a console that doesn't have any cords, so I'll keep them here until I need cords for that console. Put this bin outside. Whatever you do, this sink, water flies everywhere, and it's always annoying because I always gotta wipe it up. Because it's just a very interesting shape. There we go. I just want to make everything clean. I'm not a very clean person. You can see my bedroom. But I've got some more. Oh, okay, I'll keep that there. My camera's still pointing the sink. Let's go over here now and see what I have to do over here. Got a Disney parts bag. It's got a few random pieces of garbage in there. Just get it in there. And then that actual part. Get it up off the floor. And then we have 2 cushions. I think these are for the chairs outside. Just gonna throw them out there for now. If you are still here watching this YouTube video, I've said that every single 5 minutes, but you are a true fan of my YouTube channel. Because, like I said, I wouldn't even be watching past the 5-minute mark, and I 2 times speed that whole thing. Because YouTube Shorts has ruined everybody's attention span. It's a fact. Don't know where I'll put those. I got some bags in here that I need to remove. There we go. I don't think you can see me. No, you cannot. That's fun. I'm putting the cords and controllers underneath my whatnot table. Okay. Let's see what we've done. So here's the game store now, and it is pretty clean, and it looks like it's ready. So now I'm going to post this to YouTube, and that's going to take forever because I'll see you were on this the entire time, but it's going to take 2 hours to post this to YouTube just because the video file is so long. But thank you for watching. I'll probably post another video really soon. So thank you and goodbye.